Hey, what's up everyone? So I'm finally back to doing character commentaries, and this week we're going to take a look at Cloud of Darkness. She's the newest Vanguard character, and she brings a couple of unique features to the role. She fills the typical archetype of a slower character with good short to mid-range attacks, and she can cover a lot of area with her attacks. She has a pretty decent projectile game from the ground or in the air. Her unique ability is a charge system that's a little bit different from any other characters. For one, she becomes charged after 10 seconds, and can hold the charge until she wants to use it. You can activate it whenever, and it will slightly increase the properties of your attack, usually increasing the damage and making the attack more difficult to interrupt. After using your charge, the 10-second cooldown starts again, and then you'll be able to use your charge again after that cooldown is finished. It's pretty straightforward, but being able to pick and choose when to use your charge is pretty useful and can be strategic. So to go with that, Cloud of Darkness' X skill puts her in a permanent charge mode for 20 seconds called Flood of Darkness, where every attack she does will have their charged properties. This can turn her into a powerhouse because it will be really difficult to stop her if she gets her attacks going. Also, during the 20 seconds that Flood of Darkness is active, she gets a new X skill called Zero Form Particle Beam. It's basically a giant energy shot in front of Cloud of Darkness, and the attack radius is massive. Anyone in front of her is going to get caught in it. Now, using Zero Form Particle Beam is going to end the Flood of Darkness state that Cloud of Darkness is in, so you want to time it out right where you get the benefits of both parts of the X skill. As far as HP attacks go, I really like the options that she has. All 4 of Cloud of Darkness' HP attacks seem useful depending on what your enemy team's composition is. Each one targets a different situation, so she has a fast one for right in front of her, a slower one with more range in front of her, an anti-air HP attack that covers her vertically, and then an attack where she teleports into an enemy, quickly dealing damage and just kind of being able to follow up on combos. So several good options there. The only downside, of course, is that you can't change your HP attack once you see the enemy team in ranked matches, but at least, if you went into like a tournament match or something, you had an idea of what you were going up against, you could kind of plan around that. So just some cool options for her. So our first YouTuber we're going to follow is Luba, and he uses the HP attack wide angle wave cannon, which is the one I was saying was slower but had better range right in front of her. Alright, so let's jump right into it and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so like I said, Cloud of Darkness is going to be using the wide angle wave cannon HP attack, which actually works out pretty well against the red team's composition here. So we're going to have Cloud of Darkness, the Emperor, and Bartz on the blue team, going up against Cloud, Lightning, and Terra for the red team. So pretty balanced comps on both sides. Cloud of Darkness being the only Vanguard on her team, so it's going to be kind of up to her to kind of control the game. So she's going to move off to the right side here. Red team's actually going to quickly turn and go against the 2 members on the blue team that she kind of left alone. So Cloud of Darkness moves in pretty fast here, trying to help out her team. Emperor's going to get 2v1 though, going to take some HP damage from Cloud. Now Lightning and Cloud are both trying to bully Cloud of Darkness. You see her just kind of dodging around, throwing out some attacks. She's actually going to catch both Lightning and Cloud with her neutral ground attack, doing some good bravery damage there, knocking them away. Emperor is going to get picked up by Terra though, picking up a kill on him. The Summoning Stone's going to spawn here, so you see Cloud of Darkness throwing out some of her homing projectiles that she has, just doing a little bit of poke damage. It's actually going to knock Cloud away. Now Lightning gets knocked behind Cloud of Darkness, so she immediately turns towards her, uses her HP attack while Lightning is recovering, and Lightning really has nowhere to go in that situation. So great awareness there by our Cloud of Darkness to pick up that kill on her, evening the scores out on this game. Now she's going to get caught by a projectile here. It's kind of a bad spot for Cloud of Darkness to be in as everyone's surrounding her up in the air. She doesn't have a lot of mobility, and since everyone's just kind of free to run up above all these structures, there's really nowhere for her to hide. She throws out one of her projectiles, just doing a little bit of damage here, and now she's trying to chase after Terra. Terra's got a little bit more speed than her though, so you see Cloud of Darkness not really able to connect with an attack, and eventually Terra's going to knock her away. So with that being said, the red team is now going to try and summon. They're going to get Ifrit off here, and we'll see what Cloud of Darkness is going to do. Like I said, she doesn't have a lot of mobility, so I would expect her to just kind of stay back and throw out some of the projectiles that she has, which you see her doing right there. It just shoots out 3 homing projectile orbs, so you see her just trying to deal a little bit of damage, do whatever she can, but she gets a little too close, and Terra's able to knock her away. She notices Cloud close by, so she's targeting him, tries to attack him and lock him down in position so Emperor can follow up, but not quite able to connect. So you see the 2 of them just kind of trading out some bravery attacks there. She tries to move away, but Terra's actually going to connect with an attack on her, once again showing off Cloud of Darkness' slow speed there, able to get clipped there by Terra, but she is able to avoid Hellfire. She does get enfeebled by Lightning though, which is going to drop her to the ground and reduce her stamina gauge. You see the red team trying to collapse on her, but the blue team's here to help out. Cloud of Darkness is trying to move away. She gets caught by Cloud, but she's able to get her shield out before anyone can follow up, so she really doesn't take too much damage from that. Lightning is going to pick up a kill there on Emperor though, and now you see the 3 members of the red team are trying to move in on Cloud of Darkness and Bartz. But she's going to use her X skill here, and let me just kind of paint the picture for you here. So like I said, it's a 3v2 for this moment. Emperor just respawned, but he's kind of behind everybody. So the red team's trying to push their advantage as much as they can, but one thing to keep in mind is we're on Midgar, and you can kind of see where Cloud of Darkness is right now. There's these two kind of low-hanging walls to her left and right, so they're basically in a narrow alleyway here, which is a dangerous place to be in against Cloud of Darkness, because like I said, she has that zero form particle beam attack, and it has such a wide radius that it can really do a lot of damage in these narrow spots like this. So that's kind of what you're going to see here. It happens pretty quickly, but I just wanted to go ahead and point that out. So you see the red team is trying to move in. She's in that X skill form. She throws out an attack to try to push Lightning back. It's going to isolate Cloud, who rushed in a little too deep. Bartz is going to be able to pick up a kill on him, and then Cloud of Darkness is going to throw out that zero form particle beam, picking up the kill there on Lightning as Lightning was trying to move in and help Cloud. So you just kind of saw the radius of it as it kind of showed her from Lightning's perspective, and just how difficult it would be for anyone to move in on her. You saw there was really nowhere for Lightning to go, and if Cloud hadn't already been wall rushed, he kind of would have been in her crosshairs as well. Really just a great awareness there by Bartz and Cloud of Darkness to kind of move, put themselves back into a corner, because that's when Cloud of Darkness is most dangerous. You have to be really aware of when she's in that X skill form, because she can bust out that zero form particle beam at any time during that period. So just a smart bait there by the two of them. You saw Cloud get a little overzealous, just try to run in immediately because he knew Emperor couldn't help, and try to pick up a kill on someone from the blue team. And then Lightning had to come in there, tried to help him out, but it really didn't end out well for them. So just great awareness there by the blue team, not to hesitate, being with only one health bar left, and really able to turn that around and pick up the win there. I thought that bait was fantastic, so I really wanted to highlight this match. But it also was a good showcase of the pros and cons of Cloud of Darkness as well. You saw kind of towards the beginning where she was able to use her range from that neutral ground attack, able to pick up some damage there on Lightning and Cloud and kind of knocking them away. Also at certain points in the match, you were able to see some of her other attacks using some of those projectiles that she has, able to just kind of clip some characters, dealing a little bit of damage and just kind of disrupting them. But you also got to see some of her cons though, and the fact that she was a pretty slow character, so she wasn't able to keep up with Terra at times, and the red team was able to kind of use that to their advantage whenever they were in a more open area. But whenever they were down with all those structures and kind of narrow little spots, Cloud of Darkness definitely had a bigger advantage there. So map awareness is definitely something to keep in mind when you're playing against Cloud of Darkness, or a lot of Vanguard characters in general who do really great AoE attacks or different mid-range attacks that you kind of have to be aware of. So yeah, fantastic play here by our Cloud of Darkness player. Really great use of her X skill. Alright, so on to our next match here, sticking with the same YouTuber and the same HP attack. We're going to have Cloud of Darkness, Vaughn, and Kuja for the blue side, going up against Furion, Vaughn, and Ultimisha for the red team. So right away you notice red team has a marksman, blue team doesn't. So blue team's going to have to be kind of careful with the projectile game. At least Cloud of Darkness and Vaughn both do have some projectiles to kind of try to help balance that out. But they're going to have to watch their backs and make sure they don't get caught off guard by a lot of projectiles here. Now we're going to catch Vaughn with an attack here, knocking him away. Ultimisha's focused elsewhere, so Cloud of Darkness is going to run up behind her, catch her with her HP attack. It's such a wide attack and just kind of deep, so it's really difficult to avoid if you don't see it coming. So just nice awareness there by our Cloud of Darkness player to get that gank there. Now she's going to move in on Ultimisha, she's going to get caught by Vaughn, but to do that, Vaughn kind of runs in the middle of the blue team, so it kind of leaves him vulnerable, and blue team's actually able to pick up the first kill of the game because of that. So great teamwork there. Cloud of Darkness is going to run in, use her neutral aerial to actually catch Ultimisha, who was kind of hovering above. You couldn't even see her on the screen, but it has such great reach that it was able to catch her off guard. And Cloud of Darkness is going to move in once again here, sticking with her team, trying to keep the pressure up. Vaughn's going to wall rush Ultimisha, and then our Cloud of Darkness is able to pick up a kill on her while she's wall rushed. So really quickly, blue team taking a big advantage here. Now she's not going to attack Vaughn when he uses ground zero. Smart work by her because that's a counter. And now you see her team is kind of moving away. Cloud of Darkness actually gets caught by Ultimisha's attack there. Her bravery gets broken, so she's kind of forced to move away. She tries to HP attack Vaughn here. He dodges away, so Cloud of Darkness kind of baits running away. Turns back around while Vaughn tries to use Mighty Strikes and actually catches him with it this time. So really smart play there, knowing that Vaughn's, if he used Mighty Strikes, he'd be caught in place, so just kind of checking to see what he might do. So anyways, back into the action. Red team's actually going to try to summon here. They're going to get it off here. Blue team had kind of backed up to use some of their X skills and just kind of regroup. So red team took that opportunity when they weren't being harassed to get Shiva active and probably try to go on the offensive here. Cloud of Darkness isn't relenting though, she is still moving forward, and she's actually going to use her X skill now, so she's going to be in that Flood of Darkness mode. All of her attacks are in that charge form, so she's just throwing out some of her projectiles here, just trying not to get caught out. Furion had an attack on her, but she was saved by her teammates, and she's just continuing to throw out some of her projectiles. Now, Flood of Darkness is starting to get pretty low on time. You can see the buff indicator besides her health bar. She's going to need to use that zero form particle beam soon. She's actually going to throw it out, not connect on anybody, so She was kind of just doing it out of desperation at first, and you see, okay, no one's there, but it lasts for so long. Vaughn actually runs back in thinking it was over, and actually got caught by it. So, able to pick up a little damage there. It left her vulnerable. She's kind of stuck in that position for a long time, so she took a little bit of HP damage, but a good trade because the red team only has 1 health bar left. So, nice move there by Cloud of Darkness, just to throw that out and actually connect on some damage. Now, it looks like she is double teaming Fear on there. She's going to get knocked away, though. And now it looks like she's going to try to summon with her team. They are going to be successful, and now they're going to have Ifrit active. So we'll see if they're going to be able to end the game with this here. So now the animation ends. She's going to move over towards Ultimecia, actually knock her in Ifrit's path and dealing a ton of bravery damage to her. She's going to catch Fear on with an attack, just kind of throwing him backwards but not leading anything to it, and actually dodging out of the way of Ultimecia's HP attack. She's just throwing out some of her projectiles here. It's kind of a brawl between all the members here, kind of tough to see what's going on. She's chasing after Ultimecia once again, though, who has a ton of bravery. She dodges away, though, not actually getting anything off. She's throwing out some of her homing projectiles here, just kind of trying to poke. And now she's chasing down Furion, who has 0 bravery. If she can attack him, she's going to be able to break him and get a ton of bravery herself. She wasn't able to connect on anything, though, and it looks like Ultimecia actually teleported towards Cloud of Darkness, bringing 2 members towards her and leaving 2 blue members alone with Vaughn, the red team's Vaughn. He was able to pick up a kill there on Kuja, but that's going to leave him vulnerable for the blue team's Vaughn to pick up a kill on him across the map and actually finishing this game off. So great job here by the blue team, pretty dominant performance there. Really solid game just all the way through for our Cloud of Darkness player, which is kind of why I wanted to highlight this one. Nothing exceptionally flashy, just really good play. You saw multiple times where she used that HP attack really effectively, just kind of using that range and the width that it has to kind of lock people down. She was able to catch Ultimecia off guard like we saw towards the beginning. Also able to catch Vaughn when he was using Mighty Strikes in that short period of time where he can't run. And also there was a wall rush at one point that Vaughn had created where Cloud of Darkness got that second kill on Ultimecia. She was actually pretty far away from Ultimecia at the time, but because she has that great range on her HP attack, she was able to follow up on it because Vaughn wasn't able to. So just some great use of that, and also some great use of her bravery attacks, trying to set up her 2 teammates here. Whenever you're running with an assassin and a specialist like Vaughn, who's basically an assassin, you really have to use your bravery attacks to kind of set them up for success. And you saw her doing that, keeping away the red team, and also using some more of the projectiles that she has since there's no marksman on her team, just kind of trying to help fill that role a little bit, just kind of pressuring the red team at all times and just trying to zone them away and kind of force them away from her teammates. So just a great match here by Cloud of Darkness, just kind of giving you an overview of what she can bring to the table and just kind of getting a good look at a lot of her bravery attacks here. Alright, now moving on to our third and final match here, we're going to follow a different YouTuber. This one is going to be Sosui, who I feel like I've been highlighting in each of my last commentary videos. He's a great player of a lot of different characters, but he's going to be also using a different HP attack. It's a Scattershot particle beam. So basically it's a closer range but faster HP attack, so pros and cons there depending on your situation. Now the blue team is going to be Cloud of Darkness, Kayn, and Onion Knight, going up against Cloud, Kayn, and Terra. So Onion Knight's going to be able to fill that marksman role here. Each team's going to be balanced and be able to fill each of the different roles in the game. So Cloud of Darkness starting to take point here in front of her team here, just kind of rushing after the red team is following their movement. And looks like Kayn and the rest of the red team are just kind of throwing out projectiles, and she's actually going to cancel out one of Kayn's projectiles there with her backwards ground attack, so it just has a little bit higher priority. And you see her just kind of throwing out that backwards ground attack. She's actually going to poke and hit 2 people there, Kayn and Terra, building up her bravery a good bit just from throwing that out. So you're continuing to throw it, forcing Cloud to shield and get knocked away, just kind of being disruptive and just trying to build up as much bravery as she can. She's actually going to get caught from behind though by Kayn. She's going to throw her HP attack but not able to connect with anything. And she's going to just kind of move forwards. Was looking at Terra, but she actually gets caught by Kayn, taking another attack. Kind of a hectic battle here so far. You see her just throwing out that homing projectile that she has. Once again, throwing out that backwards ground attack and connecting on 2 people. Just building up her bravery back to where it was at about 2300. She's backing up with Onion Knight here as Kayn is trying to be really aggressive. He is going to catch Cloud of Darkness with an attack and hitting her once again, just trying to lock her in position. And looks like Cloud was able to actually follow up on it, knocking her away. And as she's kind of rushing in here, just want to pause real quick to point out, because I haven't said it so far, and this is the last match, but you see this purple aura showing up around Cloud of Darkness. This is her getting her charge. It's just going to kind of show up for a second or so and then go away. But this is the only way that, as a Cloud of Darkness player, you kind of know that you just got your charge, because there's not like a buff indicator or anything, so you just kind of have to be mindful of that and pay attention to it. So now she's going to be able to charge her next attack. And you can kind of see a purple aura around here, also letting you know that she has her charge ready. So the Summoning Stone is spawned and it's kind of over by Cloud of Darkness, so she's just going ahead and attacking it, using her backwards ground attack because it goes through the Summoning Stone, so the red team just kind of was forced away. She's using that Scattershot HP attack to just kind of force the red team back, and looks like she was trying to summon but decided against it. She's going to get clipped by Kayn there, just kind of interrupting her attack on Terra. And now it looks like she's trying to keep up with Kayn here. Going to use that Scattershot just to knock him away, deal a little bit of HP damage. And now with Kayn knocked away, they're going to be able to get their summon off. Looked like Cloud was moving in on one of her two teammates there, so she'll have to deal with him as soon as this animation ends. So she's going to turn towards Cloud. He's actually trying to attack Kayn. She's going to catch Cloud with a wall rush and then follow up with that Scattershot really quickly, just dealing a little bit of HP damage to him. Her neutral attacks are great ways to get wall rushes, so be on the lookout for that. Now she's trying to chase after Terra here. Terra's able to get away, so she uses her Mighty Strikes and also uses Flood of Darkness. She's chasing after Terra once again. She's actually going to get caught by Kayn with that Fang and Claw. He's really using his speed to keep up with Cloud of Darkness. Every time she overextends, he's there and is able to punish her, so she's going to have to keep an eye out for him. She's going to chase after Terra, use her dash attack to knock her away, dodge Meteor in the process. And Kayn's actually going to use a Bravery attack there. Cloud of Darkness is going to be able to interrupt it though, and with her own attack, and actually knock Kayn away, so that priority kind of showing its use there. So blue team just kind of grouping up there, using their X skills. Cloud of Darkness is able to use her HP regain. She moved towards Cloud, but he was actually able to knock her away with one of his Bravery attacks. As he moved in though, she quickly turned around and used that Scattershot, able to deal a little bit more HP damage to him. Now she's going to use an attack there on Kayn, trying to stall him in place. Looks like our Kayn player was able to pick up a kill on their Kayn, so that was good teamwork there. And now it looks like she's trying to chase after Terra here. Terra's going to teleport away though, so kind of leaving Cloud of Darkness in the dust. Cloud of Darkness still got her eyes on Terra though. She's going to turn towards Kayn, who's getting Fang and Clawed. She's going to throw in a couple of Bravery attacks to build up a little free Bravery there, but Cloud knocks her away and kind of takes it back. So she's got her eyes on Cloud, throws out her forward ground attack, but not able to connect with him. She tried to throw out her Scattershot, but didn't really connect. And with Terra in the middle of an attack there, she's able to easily use that Scattershot, pick up some damage there on her. Now she moves over towards Kayn, trying to throw out her neutral aerial. She finally catches him, leads into a wall rush. Once again into that Scattershot, just a bread and butter combo there. And then Cloud tried to fall down with one of his Bravery attacks. Our Cloud of Darkness wasn't able to get that Scattershot off in time. She is able to use a neutral aerial on them though, and knocking him into the wall. Tried to use her forward aerial attack to grab him, but he was able to shield it. She does get knocked away by Cross Slash though, just kind of knocking her back away from her team. Now as she gets up, she's going to use HP regain, then she's going to activate Flood of Darkness. So she's once again using her X skill, and she's immediately going to use that Zero Form Particle Beam. I think she thought Kayn was going to run into it as well if he kept running forward, but only able to connect with the Cloud. But she did deal a lot of damage to him. Now she's got her eyes on Terra once again, connects with that neutral aerial, wall rush, going to use that Scattershot, but actually Terra's able to use her teleport to get away from it in the nick of time. While she had her attention on Kayn, she gets knocked away by Cloud. She's going to move towards Kayn though. He tried to use HP regain, and in that small duration of time where he's stuck using that X skill, Cloud of Darkness is able to really quickly use that Scattershot and pick up that last kill there on him. So really showing the strength there of the speed of Scattershot and that benefit that it has over the last HP attack that we saw. It has a smaller range, sure, which kind of led to her missing a couple of times, but the speed is really useful and can definitely catch people off guard. So you definitely got to see a different playstyle of Cloud of Darkness in this game, going for more of her neutral aerial ground, neutral attacks, just kind of leading into wall rushes into that Scattershot, and I think having such a fast HP attack kind of lends itself to that playstyle, where wall rushes are a little more useful for you, because you can immediately lead into your HP attack. But you definitely got to see how useful the reach of her attacks is. Those neutral aerials and those neutral ground attacks, she was able to kind of catch people with those a lot, especially in the air. Having such a good anti-air attack like that is really useful and can really catch people off guard because they don't expect you to be able to hit them, you know, so far from below or above them. Also having projectiles like that backwards ground attack we saw her throwing out quite a lot, and also having the mid-range that her ground and aerial forward attacks have, really keeps her balanced and gives her a lot of different options at different ranges, which is pretty useful for a Vanguard character. Kind of gives you a little bit more control over whatever situation you're in. On top of that, having the really high priority that her attacks have, especially when she's in that Flood of Darkness form or just using a charge in general, can be really useful. We saw an example of that whenever she was able to interrupt Kayn's attack on her and turn that into a positive for her. So it's a really useful thing for a Vanguard character to have, is just to be able to out priority others. So definitely something useful that Cloud of Darkness has in her playbook. So if I had to give just like an overview of Cloud of Darkness, I would say that she has a really good array of attacks of different ranges with high priorities, but she lacks in mobility and defense, so you really have to know what you're doing if you want to be successful with her. When you look at other vanguards like, say, Sephiroth, who has that dash cancel, allowing him to have a lot of mobility and really avoid being punished after attacking. And then also characters like Warrior of Light, who has those shields that he can pull up to just kind of deflect attacks. Also characters like Furion and Garland, who have really good AoE attacks, which makes it more difficult to be flanked if someone comes up behind you. Cloud of Darkness doesn't really have those options, so she really has to just take care of what's in front of her and be careful about what's behind her and around her. She really has to just have a good map awareness, make sure she's not going to get flanked, and then really use her great bravery moveset to kind of deal with the characters that are in front of her. Also, let's not forget her great X skill that she has. Flood of Darkness on its own is really strong just because it gives you that charge on all of your attacks for up to 20 seconds. So that's really powerful, giving you increased priority, increased damage, and sometimes increased range on some of your attacks. Also, having that zero form particle beam is a game changer. We saw in each of these 3 videos how she was able to either pick up kills or just pick up really good HP damage because of that attack. And you can see just the possibilities that it has. Especially I like in that first game how you can really use that in closed maps or little narrow areas like in that Midgar map. Really use that to kind of bait people in and give them no option to run away. So really opens up some strategic options for Cloud of Darkness and just gives her another strong option in her arsenal. Alright guys, so that's all I've got for you in this video here. Hope you got a good idea of how Cloud of Darkness plays. She seems like a really cool character with a lot of good options. There's some pretty big competition in the Vanguard role with Cloud and Sephiroth, but I definitely think she's in the mix, and I think she will definitely have a spot in certain team compositions. So as always, want to shout out the 2 YouTubers that we followed today. Check out their channels down in my description below. Both really great players, and like I said, we've been using SoSui for a couple of different videos. He plays a variety of different characters, so definitely give a look at these 2 players if you're interested more in Cloud of Darkness or even some other characters. Alright everyone, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good one!